in the car, so I apologize for lighting issues. The sun is like really bright right now, and also our car is really loud driving down the road, so I decided to try this and see if this can help with you guys being able to hear everything properly. And also you get to see the first video with my husband, Casey.
Hey.
He's driving, so he's gonna stay focused, but anyway, I wanted to give you guys a quick update and let you know why we're in the car. I mean, I guess we could be in the car for any reason, but we're going to Charleston. And the reason is because yesterday I went in for my baseline ultrasound to start IVF. And that's basically where they go in with a transvaginal ultrasound and they look and see what's going on inside there to make sure I'm good to go to start meds and all that. And so they actually found a cyst, and I was pretty nervous about that because, you know, she found the cyst. It's 3 centimeters big. It's on one of my ovaries, and I've never had that before because I've had these baseline ultrasounds before when I did IUIs, and there's never been a cyst ever. So I was pretty concerned, definitely. And she said that she would discuss our options after I put my pants on and went outside and went to her office. And I was like, I looked to Casey, my husband, and I almost started crying because I was like, I don't know what this means, and I don't know if this means that we can't do this right now. I just don't know. I've never had this happen before, so I don't know what they do in situations like this. So I went in and talked to her, and she said that she was going to talk to my doctor because she's like my nurse practitioner or whatever. She's the one that usually always does stuff like that. And so she was like, she would just let me know what he decided we should do with that, in regards to that cyst. And she said that, there may potentially be where they would need to, aspirate it, where they go in and suck the fluid out, or they may leave it. It just depends on what the doctor thinks. And she said that it would not affect my timeline. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm relieved at that we still should be good to go to just get started with this. So anyway, the doctor ended up calling me and he said, yes, we do need to aspirate it, and you have to go down to our Mount Pleasant office because the office I go to is kind of like a satellite location, I guess, and they can do pretty much everything, but they can't do egg retrieval, which is basically the same procedure they're going to be doing to me to aspirate this cyst. And so I have to go there. And he did say you will be fully awake. He suggested I take some Advil an hour before going, and then they will do some numbing medication before they actually do the procedure. But it's the same thing they do for egg retrieval, and they put they use anesthesia for egg retrieval. You don't remember anything. And so I'm definitely kind of nervous because I just don't know what to expect and what, I guess the pain level will be, discomfort level. But, he did say, it's pretty normal, which was comforting. It's not, it's not like super weird that I have a cyst, and that also, I should have, mild cramping, but it shouldn't last very long, and I should be good to go. And he even said I should be fine to drive myself back home. But thankfully my husband is driving, so I was like, I don't have to worry about that. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do, and I'm hoping that we can record in there, hopefully, and kind of show you guys, I guess, what it might look like in there, and my reaction. But we'll ask and see if that's okay. And if I'll probably do a recording too afterwards, just to let you guys know what that experience was like. And let me know if any of you have had that happen, had a cyst that you had to have aspirated or anything like that. I would love to hear your stories too of what your experience was like. And I'm sure others watching this would like to hear that too, if they're about to have that done or just curious about it. So, bye-bye, sorry. There is a bump in the road, so, oh, and another one. Maybe I should just hold this. We're having a lot of bumps right now. So anyway, I will get back to you guys soon and update you on what this whole cyst aspiration is going to be like, and talk to you in a little bit. Bye. Here's their main office. It's very nice. This is our first time coming here. This is where we'll come for egg retrieval. I like it.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. For those that know me know I love leaves. So cool. And trees. Okay, getting ready. Waiting for the doctor. It's a nice room.
Yeah, it is.
It's my skirt. My fancy skirt. I have Wanda covered up over there. Hey guys, I wanted to give you an update on how the cyst aspiration went for me. And so I wasn't able to actually record the procedure because they said we weren't allowed to do that. But it was, the doctor explained everything very well, and so I'm going to try to reiterate some of that information to you guys as to what's going on and why they even do this procedure. So he explained to me that for sometimes these cysts can actually be producing hormones like estrogen or something, and that can definitely affect how you, especially when you're doing IVF and are doing like stem medications, it can affect how they work in your body. So, thankfully mine was not doing that. He said it was quiet and it wasn't producing any hormones, but he said that they've seen that if there is one, and that even if it's quiet, it can still affect how the stemming goes and how the follicles grow and everything like that. So he said they just find that it's best if they just remove it, and so it's not going to affect anything. And he said they could be producing some kind of hormones that they're not looking for, because they're really just looking for estrogen, because that's the biggest one that can affect it. But anyway, so he said we are going to go ahead and remove this cyst. And he said we're first going to look and check if it's still there, because he says sometimes they'll be there one day and then they'll just go away. And so he did that, and it was still there. So, and he actually, when he looked at it, it helped him to know why I had this and how it was caused. And basically he explained it as each month we, as women, we have many antral follicles, so resting follicles, and then one, typically, sometimes two if you're going to have twins, will mature and ovulate. And when that follicle ovulates, it's basically like bursting, like a balloon filled with fluid. And so that fluid is released, and also an egg in there is released. And that follicle then becomes the corpus luteum. And basically that's just the fancy word for it, where it just becomes this kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. You probably YouTube it or Google it to understand more of what it is. But it's basically something that produces hormones to help your body function normally, your cycle function normally, and if you are to get conceive, for all of that to have the hormones that it needs. But he said with me doing the Lupron injections, that probably it was stimulating that corpus luteum and caused it to fill up with fluid. And the reason why he knew it was the corpus luteum is when he looked on the ultrasound, there was some white stuff inside of it, and he said that if it was a cyst or just a follicle maybe that did not ovulate, it would be completely black. And it wasn't like that. So that's how I knew, okay, this is what's going on. And so basically we did the procedure, and it starts out with them opening you up pretty wide with the speculum, and getting in there and cleaning off the area that they're going to end up injecting the needle through inside your vagina. And they then numb the area, and they use 2 different numbing techniques. That he said they use a spray, and then they use an injectable lidocaine. And so he put the spray in first, and then he said, don't worry, you're not hallucinating if you start smelling cherry, because this is cherry flavored sore throat spray, basically is what they sprayed in my vagina. That was the first numbing stage. And so anyway, I just thought that was very interesting, that I guess they just use the same stuff we use for sore throats to numb the vagina. So anyway, and then he let that sit there for a little while to take effect. And then he did what I could feel was 3 lidocaine injections. And 2 of them I really didn't feel at all. One of them I felt more. It was not that comfortable. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't too comfortable. But it didn't last long, and then basically he took everything out and let me sit there for like 4 or 5 minutes to let the lidocaine take full effect. He came back in and he stuck the vaginal probe in there, Miss Wanda, and it hurt. Like, I don't know, for some reason, like, that's like the most it's ever hurt when they've stuck it in there, and I'm not sure exactly why, but he was kind of digging around a little bit more, I think, just to find it again, find the cyst. And so anyway, there was a couple of times when I was wincing because it was just not comfortable. And so anyway, once he found it, he actually told me, he's like, you can look at it, because I had my eyes closed because I was just kind of anticipating another pain from whatever he was doing. And but at that point it wasn't hurting, and so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can open my eyes. So I looked, and he showed me on the ultrasound like where the needle would be coming in from. And so he basically said, okay, here we go. He was actually, I really liked him. He was very clear and explained everything before he did it, which was so helpful. And I just really appreciated that. And so he said, okay, here we go. We're going to put the needle in. And he was like, 1, 2, 3, boom. And just put the needle in. And it really wasn't that bad. Like, I could feel something, but it wasn't that painful. It was pretty quick too. And then he just started sucking the fluid out. And you can see it on the ultrasound just start to shrink and disappear, basically. And, you know, there was a few little times when he's moving the needle, some in there, that it kind of is a little bit uncomfortable, but it really wasn't that bad. And so then he pulled everything out, and he said, you can lay here for a little bit until you feel like you're ready to get up and go, and you're good to go. And I felt fine. I didn't really have any feeling afterwards much, that, you know, no cramping. So yeah, I'm really thankful that it really wasn't that bad. And so it's over and done with, and that cyst is gone. So, and we got to spend the day in Charleston, and so I'm really thankful for this Saturday that we could do that, even though I had to have a cyst aspiration done. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I would love to hear if you guys have had this procedure done and how it went for you. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.